Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Apologies for not uploading. Today, we're going to be reviewing Barcelona's Champions League run. It was a pretty disappointing run, I would say. We did not achieve our objectives for this season. We have crashed out of the Champions League. We have not made the group stage, and we have not made the knockout rounds. We have crashed out in the group stage, and we are now in the Europa League. We start off with our first game, reviewing the game at home against Bayern Munich. It ended in a 3-0 loss at home. It was a pretty disappointing display. We were outclassed. It was no contest. This is a game on paper that is viewed as a heavyweight match, two heavyweights going punch for punch, but this season Barcelona has not been there, and it has not been there for these past couple of years. Barcelona were toothless in attack. They lined up with both Memphis Depay and Luuk de Jong. Luuk de Jong had a shocker game. He showed that he does not have the quality to play in this team. Barcelona were toothless in attack. Bayern Munich dominated. We ended the game 0 shots on target at home in the Champions League game. But we did have some good performances. We saw good cameos far. We also saw a very good performance by Balde. Balde came on for the injured Jordi Alba towards the later part of the game. He had a good spell where he attacked. It was a very impressive performance. In that game, also Pedri became injured. We saw Gavi come on. He was a very exciting player. And this loss basically set the tone for our Champions League run. It's going to be very disappointing, very lackluster, very embarrassing performances from this team, which is one of the best clubs in the world. The second game comes with Benfica away from home. We also lose 3-0 in this match. In all my years as being a Barcelona fan, this is one of the worst performances I've seen. We had a poor start. Our defense was poor. Ter Stegen was poor. Nunez is bombing down the wing, beats Eric Garcia for pace, cuts inside, has a pretty manageable shot on goal, and Ter Stegen not at the level required, and he hasn't been at the level for these past couple seasons. So poor start. So Barcelona already on the back foot on the third minute, and it's already becoming an uphill battle. I would say that we lost our Champions League qualification in this moment when we weren't able to at least to win away from home. Every single game we're seeing regression from Barcelona under Koeman. Once again, Luuk de Jong showed that he doesn't have the level to play Barcelona. He was very, very wasteful in front of goal. He had 2 or 3 chances, and we weren't clinical, as is the theme in our run. Barcelona were too open. Pedri was also rushed back from injury to be able to play this game because it was a must-win, and he relapsed, and we haven't been able to see him since. He's going to be able to play in 2022, hopefully in the Supercopa Clásico in these coming days. But since that game against Benfica, we haven't been able to see Pedri. Our third game, the last game under Koeman, is a 1-0 win versus Dinamo at home. You saw some improvements. You saw Dest in attack. You saw him as a right winger. Once again, you saw how Barcelona were not clinical. How under pressure Barcelona struggled towards the later part of the game. You saw Barcelona struggling a lot, and it was another must-win game. PKE gave us the lead with a fantastic cross. The goals in this Barcelona team are very hard to come by, and it was very tough. So the game against Dinamo was well, it did show some improvement. It was a very average performance from Barcelona compared to the shocking performances from before. That was our last game with Koeman. You then go to the fourth game against Dinamo away, and Ronald Koeman is no longer the coach of this team. It's Sergi Barjuan. You see a great goal from Ansu Fati, first time volley from across, and we did see improvements under Sergi Barjuan. We started good, but once again, you saw our lack of a clinical nature in front of goal. In all of these games, Barcelona have not been clinical. We haven't had that goal scorer in front of goal that we could bet on. That say, hey, this when we really need a goal, this player is gonna come in clutch. We haven't had that this season. You did see improvement. Dembele had a good cameo. He had 25 to 30 minutes. He was electric. You saw how massively wingers improved this team. But once again, we were under pressure late during the game. Barcelona cannot maintain their performance around 90 minutes. Don't know if it's physical, mental, but it could be a combination of both. But Barcelona needs to work on that. Moving on to the fifth game, and the fifth game is the first game under Xavi, and this is against Benfica at home. It ended in a 0-0 tie, a 0-0 draw, and this was a must-win game for Xavi. The blame is not on him. This was I believe his first few games. It was a good game from Barcelona. We dominated the game. We were unlucky to score. We did see a very much improved team from Ronald Koeman's team. We were not clinical, but it did fill us with optimism. We could have lost at the end. Seferovic had a huge miss, and that could have just ended our Champions League run on that day. But we saw another good performance from Araujo. He's been our best of defender so far this season. He is tremendous in the back. Depay, in this game, he had a poor performance. I would have to say. Depay was slow on the ball, lethargic. He lacks that decision when to release the ball, when to hold it up. There was a couple chances, one chance in specific where he holds the ball up and he dribbles and he loses the ball, and it was a great chance to score. Also, and then because we drew, we have to go to Bayern to win the game away in Germany. If Benfica win theirs. So we're under huge pressure to classify, to advance into the knockout round. And moving on to the final game, which is away at Bayern. This is unfortunately where we crash out of the Champions League and head into the Europa League. When this game ends in a 3-0 loss, we were completely dominated. We saw Lewandowski, Sané, and Müller get on the score sheet for Bayern Munich. A fantastic goal from Leroy Sané. He was absolutely amazing in that game. We saw an amazing attitude from Gavi as well, and that attitude right there, not giving up and going for every ball. That is what this Barcelona team lacks. This team seems so mentally drained, and the only thing is going to change is by revamping the entire squad, by getting rid of the veterans. Ter Stegen once again looked nothing like his former self. Even though the Leroy Sané strike was impressive, Ter Stegen has to do better in that situation. Ter Stegen was not up to par, and once again we saw Jordi Alba injured. We were lucky not to lose by a lot of goals. Bayern Munich were more clinical than the first game in Barcelona, but in the Camp Nou. But it was they were not as clinical as they would like to be, and we were lucky it only ended 3-0. And it hurts to see Barcelona in this position, because Barcelona is a team that you expect to be in the finals, semi-finals constantly, year out, year in. And to see Barcelona in this state is very poor. And now the draw has been made. We are going to play Napoli in the Europa League, and under Xavi right now, Barcelona has improved a lot. I view that game with optimism. We have a lot of players out injured and recovering from COVID, but seeing the work under Xavi, I have faith in this team that we will be able to advance. And we also need to advance because it's going to be a huge. We need the financial money from the Europa League, because not advancing into the knockout rounds was a huge financial blow for us. We also have to keep that in mind. Only getting to the Europa League final will we remake the money that we lost from not qualifying for the knockout rounds. And it's very sad to see Barcelona here. In these 6 years where I've been a fan, this is the worst. This is the lowest I've seen Barcelona. And this basically sums up the performance, our Champions League run. It was disappointing. It was shameful. Not clinical. We were also plagued with injuries, with suspensions and everything. But as a team as big as Barcelona, that cannot be an excuse. You cannot be humiliated against Bayern Munich in both legs. You cannot lose 3-0 against Benfica away from home. You cannot draw at the Nou Camp. But we lost this campaign in Benfica away. That game just knocked us out, because it put us in such an uphill battle that it was very hard to recover. And especially with the loss of Messi, it shows how much we miss him, how much he covered the gaping holes in this team. Messi was the focal point in this team, and it's also with the loss of Griezmann and the lack of attacking threats. And we did see a good performance of Sergio Aguero, but unfortunately he has retired because of his heart condition. Sergio Aguero would have been a vital player. I'm sure of it. And that's basically it for our Champions League run. Let me know what your thoughts are on our run. Comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.